Where would I be if I didn't come to treatment? I mean, honestly, I can tell you, like, I see myself still being at the hospital and just going in and out, in and out, in and out.
So the comorbidity of addiction and mental health problems is a huge challenge. One thing that we know now from Canadian, but also from studies all around the world, is that this comorbidity is very frequent. For example, when you have an addiction problem, you're much more likely to have a mental health problem than the general population.
This type of clientele was stuck between a rock and a hard place because their medical team, psychiatrists, would be reluctant in dealing with them because of their addiction. And the rehab centers would be reluctant in treating them because of their mental illness. Basically, the way we work is that each one of our residents that comes for treatment has a medical team that deals with their mental health illness, and we deal with their addiction. And we work together in collaboration all through the program and even in aftercare.
It's really important to have a program of mental health and addiction because the two go side by side. I mean, a lot of people who've gone into the spiral of drugs, mental health usually follow suit because you change as a person. You're not who you are when you're doing the drugs.
The MICA program is tremendously helpful for me as an addiction psychiatrist to be able to help my patients. In our program here at the CHIM, our goal is basically to help patients to stabilize both their addiction and their mental health, sometimes when there's very acute and severe crisis for both problems. So these few months after we've been able to treat them are very important, and Portage is able to really give adequate treatment and really good interventions to make sure that these patients will stay stable once we have done our job here in the hospital.
When they come here for treatment, first of all, we work a lot with helping them in recognizing what their triggers are, what the mental illness is, for them to accept their mental illness, and also at the same time work with their addiction.
What Portage brought to my son in the year and a half, almost 2 years now, was in a safe environment, and that's very important. Often enough, there was an emotional environment too, a supportive one, and a structure for him to handle the daily cravings, the self-esteem problems, the communication problems that he had with, or that either his mental illness or his drug habits create, and essentially give him a chance to reprogram himself.
It's a lot of positive reinforcement. There's a lot of positive psychology, motivational intervention. People don't come here to get broken down. People are broken down already before they come here. So what we work is on what they do have and focus on that to develop those aspects of their life, not at what they don't have. What they need to get, they'll get through our competencies. And these competencies are all through the program, and each phase of the program deals with specific competencies that are needed.
The major objective of the transition phase between the inpatient and the supervised apartment is to get them to have a main occupation that will last around 20 to 25 hours. That can be school, volunteering, or work.
Going to the apartments really helped because it's a good transition between life in the community and the real world that's outside.
During that phase, they'll have individual counseling, group counseling. We also work with their parents or their significant others and themselves, do groups with the unit to ensure that the environment where they'll be going and live after the treatment is productive and is safe for them.
But just for him to have the tools, the support, and the faith that he could overcome that, just to get back to a normal life.
I mean, being at Portage, I accomplished more in a week than I did in 2 months at the hospital.
I think that from a cost-benefit standpoint, there's no doubt that Portage is a great program for the healthcare system. And actually in Quebec, there's no other services like that that can offer such a long-term, adapted and human follow-up for patients who have both problems.
We see people that arrive here with with very few hope. Some of them have a very big lack of self-esteem, or they carry a luggage of suffering. And in the program, we see them regain confidence, self-esteem, learn that they have competencies and that they're capable of achieving. And we see them return into society with new goals, with new objectives, confident, and actually they know that there's another way of doing things.
You feel that he has a future, and he's going to be able to take care of himself. And just this part is worth, well, much less gray hair and more smiles for everybody. So.